Hey everybody, what's going on? It's Mitch from We in Tennessee. And today's video, it's going to be the 6 things that sucked about California. And now they don't because we live here in Tennessee. Oops, sorry about the word sucked, but sometimes I don't know how low my viewing age goes. But um, the 6 things that just totally stunk about California. My wife and I went on a date night last night and we were just rattling these things off. So it could have been more than 6, but today, just to keep it simple, 6 things that just we thought, man, remember that? Remember that? So those of you still in California, I apologize. This is going to be like pouring salt in the wounds, but here we go. Number 6, the thing that really stunk it up in California that now we feel like, oh my gosh, it's so much better, is the crime. Oh my gosh. I can't even know where to start. Um, I will look you right in the eye. I don't even hit my alarm on my car anymore. And the thing is, I don't even think about it. I mean, you might go, yeah, you're probably just, in complacency or something. I just don't even think about it. I mean, it's not like I think about it and go, no. I don't even I don't even think about hitting my alarm on my car. I don't think about not locking the door of our house. I mean, I think I do just because, my wife would probably not feel very safe at night. But my car, I'll go to the grocery store anywhere and I don't even lock it. I don't even hit that remote. I can go into certain places and not even Walmart, it might be a little sketchy, but into certain places where I don't even fear any kind of, convenience stores, you always feel a little bit like, get me out of here. Um, but I don't have that fear like I did in California, of just robberies, murder. It's not even on our radar anymore. And so, when you talk about freedom, just freedom of mind, of not having to constantly think about things that you worry about, you're concerned about your kids. Our kids were working and we would always go, where are they, what time is it, why are they not home yet? Because we always thought, did something happen at work? We would hear, news reports of things happening at, near where our kids worked. And so that was a huge thing in our mind where we're just like, worry, worry, concern, concern. Where are the kids? Why are they not home? That we don't worry about anymore here in Tennessee. So, um, you know, it's nothing I laugh about because I know I have family still in California. I have you guys, some of you guys are in California, and it's just a part of life where you have to watch where you go. You have to look behind your shoulders, and it's just, it's not a good feeling, and it's definitely a lot freer. And of course, there's going to be crime everywhere, but here it's not even something that I think about. When I drive past, I see somebody, I've seen a few people in handcuffs here in Tennessee. It's like, whoa. I mean, I don't, I'm not normally used to seeing that, and that's a good thing. So, again, number 6 is crime. Number 5 would be, um, because I work in public education, the educational system. And I got to be careful because I have friends that are back in California, but they're not at the level where they're making some of the decisions. And so, wow, I mean, how much time do you guys have? Because I could rattle off a lot of things. I don't have to worry about somebody telling me, you cannot have a boy and a girl line. I was told that. Not that I have boy and girl lines, but some of my colleagues would line their kids up boy girl. They were told you can't do that. Um, I have not been told here in Tennessee, thank you Lord, you cannot tell that boy that he can't go into the girl's bathroom because they identify that way. So there were just so many things about the public schools and their wokeness that I don't have to deal with anymore. It's a freedom of mind. Here, it's just, again, like I've told you guys before, it's learn what you gotta learn, leave all that other crazy stuff away from school. It doesn't belong here. Um, and so when my wife and I were talking about these things, we just felt so free because we felt like we weren't, here, we're not living in that situation. In California, it was right here in your face, where you hear about the policies and it's hitting you in the face because you're living in it. So we had that crime, and now I'm talking about public education where I'm living in it. I mean, I'm going to meetings as a teacher and I'm hearing somebody say, call me by my right pronoun, or call this student by their right pronoun. And I literally was like, are you kidding me? Is this some kind of joke? I was about ready to walk out saying, I'm not messing with this kind of stuff. And so that's the freedom that we have here, freedom of not having to deal with that. I was just like, really, I was just ready to be done. I was like, I am not going to have this conversation with you. And this person was just adamant about it. They were like, for the third time, call this person by the right pronoun. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, I can't believe we're having this conversation. So five is a huge one about public education because there were so many things involved with that. And so we're just going to wrap that up into the public school system. And I don't have to worry about losing my job because, I grabbed the kid by the collar saying, you're not going to go into the girls' bathroom, claiming that you're a girl. And so thank you, Lord. That's such a blessing that I don't have to worry about here. Number 4 would be all of the restrictions. And COVID's going to try to make its way back to try to lock people down. I mean, all of the politicians that locked us down the first time are like, hey, it worked. We got people to do what we want them to do. They just blindly followed whatever we said. And so it was absurd. If I wasn't vaccinated, I had to test every week. And it was so crazy because I'm sitting here going, okay, so wait a minute. Those people that got vaccinated could still get COVID just like I could, but yet I have to test and they don't. And so it blew my mind. I'm like, are you kidding me? And that's why we left, because I thought they were going to get to the point where they say, get vaxxed or you're out of here. Because that's what they told me about weekly testing. If you don't weekly test, you're out of here and we don't need to pay you. And so I'm like, oh, thank goodness. And when we went on vacation in Tennessee, we noticed coming across the country, California, Arizona, really strict. New Mexico, super strict. And as we came east and further east, you could feel the lightning of everything just becoming like, hey, grab that mask and take it off. Hey, we can go swimming in the pool because they don't have it closed because of COVID. And so all of these restrictions were just in our face, oppressing us and holding us down. And we're so thankful that we don't have that anymore. Number 3 would be the whole thing with voting. It just felt like, we did our diligent service and we voted every single time. But yet we went with that, oh man, are we going to get to the point where we just don't go anymore because it always seems to go the wrong way? And to make matters even worse, there was a time where we did vote. I believe it was a marijuana proposition. It was a proposition to basically legalize it. We voted against it and it won. We were like, wow, we actually got something because we voted. The proposition was banned. A few months later, it was reversed. Some judge reversed the whole thing. And so that's when we thought, why are we even voting if some judge can overturn it and basically our vote means nothing? And so we love voting here in Tennessee because number 1, it just feels like it matters. And again, conservatives need to go out and vote. You guys saw that video I did a couple of weeks ago. We cannot sit back and just go, oh, Tennessee is just so conservative. We can just kick back and not have to go. We have to stay strong. And like anything, if people see that the numbers are super strong, then we need to turn the tables and have people say, wow, it's so conservative. Why should we bother? But that's not the case. We have to keep voting and making sure that Tennessee stays conservative, especially, well, definitely here in East Tennessee. And so voting in California just stunk really bad because we always had a feeling of, man, it's just going to seem to always be like this. And when a judge overturned what we voted for and won, then we really felt like it didn't matter. Number two would be definitely the culture here in Tennessee that was different than California. The culture here is just, I will do whatever I can for my neighbor, do unto others as they would have, be done unto you. Where everybody here just feels, I can't say everybody because you're never going to get 100%, but here it just feels like, what can I do for you? No worries. If, you make a mistake, no worries. We'll get this thing figured out. In California, it just seems like everybody was just on top of you. If you made a mistake, everybody for themselves, dog eat dog. Here, the culture seems to be just so much more friendlier. Hey, we're in this together. I can't even describe it to you. That's just the way it feels. Like anything from my job to church to just walking into the store, it just feels like everybody's together on this. Hey, can you help me find this item? Sure, I'll help you find it. In California, it was like, dude, don't bother me, or I'm too busy. It just felt so fast paced. It felt so, I'm in this for myself. And again, I'm not stereotyping all Californians because, again, I'm from there. I did my best, but the majority of it seems to have turned the tables, where the majority out here is, I'll do whatever I can for you. In California, it was, sorry, I'm too busy. And again, that's just, again, the culture of how it feels out here. The one thing cool about fall and all the leaves falling off the trees is you're able to see things you've never seen before because the leaves made it so thick. You can see houses, you can see hills. And I definitely, on my way home, was able to see this really cool bridge that the railroad goes over. And I've never seen that before until the trees lost their leaves. Check this out. No way, this is pretty cool. Look at this. And coming in at number one would be prices of items. Now, don't get me wrong, not everything is cheaper. housing and groceries. Inflation has just made that just tough for everybody all across the country. But here, electricity, we don't pay over $100 for electricity. I think maybe once in the summertime, our AC was running a lot, that it went over 100. But we average under $100 for our electricity. Back in California, we were paying $300, $400 for electricity. And what's ironic about that is they're wanting to go electric, but yet they make electricity so expensive. And so it's just mind-blowing to think, what are you guys thinking and doing? And so the price of just fuel, gas, we're hovering right now about $2.86, something like that. California, hey, let's just throw all the gas tax and make this the most expensive gas in the country. And so I could go on about just the prices of things in California because there were just so much taxes add to it. But here in Tennessee, you know, the fuel costs, the electricity, water. Now, we would pay a lot for water too, and we wouldn't have to have these mandatory rationing. That's something that I really like about Tennessee, is no more talk about, oh, we need to ration water. You cannot water your lawn, and all that crazy stuff. And I know the water level was going way down and they had to do something, but I don't know. It just felt like, again, some more things that they can control you about. And so whether that was government or not, it just feels good to not have to listen and hear about those things anymore. So guys, I'm sure I left some things out, and I didn't want this thing to be, you know, rambling on for a half an hour. You guys can throw it in the comment sections what things you thought I forgot, but I just tried to keep it condensed and, you know, not rehash a million things that I've said before. So I really appreciate those of you that watch, you subscribe, you like, you comment. And this has just been an awesome community of folks that are here in Tennessee, those that want to be in Tennessee, or, you know, just are wanting to know what the lifestyle's like. And we're just loving every minute of it, guys. You really got to be here to appreciate the beauty and just the people, the beauty of just the natural beauty, but the physical beauty of people, and just the way that they treat each other is just second to none. We just love it here. So thank you guys so much for watching and joining me on this journey. It just continues every day and it gets better. And, you know, we always have our roller coasters up and down, but at the end of the day, we sit back and go, you know what? Despite it all, it was worth, you know, having to move away from our family and missing them and all the costs that were involved. My wife and I, after we had our date night, just looked at each other and said it was all worth it, because we have just been so blessed by God to be here. And thank you for being here with us, okay? All right, guys, thank you so much again, and I will see you in next week's video.